Hello everyone, myself V. Shantindal, working as Assistant Professor in Electrical Engineering Department of Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. And the name of subject is Power System Planning and Design, which comes in 4th year, 8th semester. Right now we are discussing the chapter number 1, that is Transmission Line Design, and this is the module number 1.8. So in this module, we are going to see the effect of wind and ice coating on sag. So what are the major effect of wind and ice coating on the sags? So effect of ice coating, that is the diameter of the conductor is d, that is given in meter. Suppose there is ice coating of t meter radial thickness. Okay, so over here this is the t meter radial thickness of that ice coating on that conductor. So this is the conductor, this hollow conductor, and over here this shaded pole is given as a ice coating. Okay, so the weight of this ice act on vertically downward direction similar to the weight of the conductor. So the weight of that ice is going to be force in the downward directions. Okay, and the weight of ice is calculated per meter run. Okay, so how much the conductor is long, so per meter, 1 meter, we are going to calculate the weight, and then after multiplying it with the total number or total length of that transmission line. So now let wi is the weight of ice per meter length and is equal to volume of ice per meter into its density. Okay, so it is going to given as a weight is equal to its meter length and into density. So further we can define as pi by 4 d plus twice t whole square minus d square into 1 into density. So it is given as by pi by 4 d square plus 4 dt plus 4 t square minus d square. So if we simulate, or we can say we simplify this equation, it is going to look like these equations. And further simplification of this, d square is going to be cancelled out, and we can get this 4 is common out, and this 4 is also going to be cancelled out from this. So we can get pi into dt plus t square into density, and we can also write it like, if we common take t over here, so pi into t d plus t. So this is the measure of diameter of thickness of ice coating are taken in meters. So the density of ice should be taken in kilogram per meter cube. Okay, it is taken as kilogram per meter cube. If the density is given in kilogram per centimeter cube, the volume should be taken in centimeter cube, or the density should be converted into kilogram per meter cube. So we need to convert our grams into kilograms. Okay, next, sag, that is S is equal to Wc plus Wi divided by 8T into L square. So this is the equation of sag. And effect of wind only, whenever we are talking about the wind, so this is our conductor and the wind is going in these transverse directions. So wind act in transverse direction on the projected area of that conductor. Let the intensity of the wind pressure is p kg per meter square. So at that time, area projected per meter length, that is d, that is the diameter, into 1 meter square. Now ww is equal to p into, so this is called as a weight of wind effect. Okay, ww is weight of wind effect is equal to p into d into 1, that is p into d kg per meter. So this is the equation for wind pressures. Now this force is in transverse direction, that is it is perpendicular to the force due to the weight of that conductor. So the diagram of force is shown in figure. So here is how the wind pressure is going on this direction, the weight of the conductor is going in downward direction. So the equivalent pressure is going in something like this theta angle direction. So equivalent force We, that is this We, is given as under root of Wc square plus Ww square. So c square is the conductor weight and W is the weight due to the wind pressure. Now S is equal to We into L square divided by 80. This is the equation for the overall weight, that is We, that is given as WW plus WC whole square, sorry, WW square plus WE square under root. Okay, this sag is in the inclined directions, that is the direction of the wind if there is tilt of 0 degree. So vertical sag, that is S into cos theta. So whenever our sag is little bit of tilt, at that time we can calculate vertical sag as S is equal to S into cos theta. Now combine effect of ice and wind. Whenever we are going to combine the effect of ice as well as wind, at that time, now we shall consider the combination of effect of ice and wind. In this case, the projected area will be increased because the wind area that is going to be projected are going to be increased. That is the area of conductor plus the thickness of that ice coating, right? So the overall weight is also increasing because the Wc plus Wi, that is the ice weight, is increasing in the conductor weight. So the value of W is also going to be increased. And over here, this is the wind pressure, or we can say weight due to the wind. Now that equation is going to be look like the weight of ice per meter, that is Wi is equal to pi into T, D plus T, that we already derived in the first equation. And now the force due to the wind pressure, that is given as P into this Wi, that is D plus twice T into 1. So we can simplify it as a P into D plus twice T. And the effective force, that is given as We is equal to under root of Wc plus Wi, because it is the weight of conductor plus weight of ice whole square plus Ww, that is the wind pressure whole square. So S is equal to We L square 8T. And vertical sag is equal to S into cos theta. This is the equation of sags and effect of ice and wind pressure on the conductor. Now we are going to see the factor affecting the sag, that are the weight of the conductor. So sag increase with increase in the weight of the conductor, and sag directly proportional to the weight of the conductor, because sag is directly proportional to the weight of conductor. If the weight is going to be increased, the sag is also going to be increased. Okay. Next, that is the span. So the distance between two supports is called as a span. So distance between two support that we already studied is called as a span. So this is called as a span. And sag increase with increase in the span. So if we are increasing this distance between two poles, at that time the sag is going to be increased if the other conditions remain constant. Okay. The sag is proportional to the square of that span. So sag is proportional to square of its span, that is the span is double, the sag is going to be kept 4 times the original one. So if we are going to double this distance, then sag is going to be 4 times its original distance. Okay. Next one, that is the working tensile strength. Okay. Sag depends on the working tensile strength, and sag is inversely proportional to the working tensile strength. So to decrease the working tensile strength or working tension, the sag should be increased. Okay. If we are going to increase the sag, at that time the working tension on that pole is also going to be reduced. When the tension is reduced, the half the value, the sag is double. So tension on this point and this point is reduced by 1, at that time the sag is increasing double. Okay. So this is working tensile strength. Next, that is the ice coating. So ice coating is formed on the conductor in winter in the cold countries only. So in India we don't face this kind of condition, but in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh and some of the places in India we face such type of conditions, and this increase the effective weight of the conductor, so the sag is also going to be increased. So due to the ice coating, the sag is also going to be increased. Next one, that is the wind pressure. So the wind force act on the surface of the conductor also affect the sag, and the wind force is in the transverse direction, that we already know. Wind pressure is in transverse directions. The effective force has to be taken into account while calculating the sag. So due to that wind pressure, the sag is also going to be increased. And the next one, that is the temperature. So the length of the conductor is increased with increase in the temperature, and the sag is also going to be increased, because whenever we are increasing the temperature of that conductor, at that time this area of that conductor or length of that conductor is going to be increased. So by increasing the length of the conductor, the overall sag of that conductor is also going to be increased. So if we are increasing the temperature, at that time the length of the conductor is increasing and the sag is also increasing. Now next one, that is the sag chart or stringing chart. Okay, so we studied how to calculate sag in different conditions. Generally study in 2 conditions, that is minimum temperature and on maximum temperature. So minimum temperature, what is going to be happen, the tension developed in the conductor is the maximum when the temperature is minimum. Okay, what is the meaning of that? And the wind pressure is maximum. Okay, so what is the meaning of that? Whenever the temperature is minimum, at that time the conductor or length of the conductor is going to be shrink, and at that time the decreasing in the length of the conductor, at that time the sag is going to be decreased, and by decreasing the sag of that conductor, the tension on that conductor point is going to be increased. And as per the Indian electricity rule number 76, the tension developed in the conductor should not exceed the breaking strength divided by 2.5. This 2.5 is the safety factor, we can also call it as safety factor, and it is given as the conductor tension should not exceed the breaking strength of that conductor divided by the 2.5. Now talking about the maximum temperature, so the maximum sag is produced when the temperature is maximum and there is no wind. Okay, if there is no wind and the temperature is maximum, at the time sag is also going to be increased. Now the minimum ground clearance should be maintained in such condition as per Indian Standard Act Rule 77. So if the temperature is going to be increased, at that time sag is also going to be increased, and if sag is increasing, then the minimum ground clearance is going to be decreasing. So we need to maintain that, right? So the ground clearance required to be maintained for the lines. Okay, and at the time of stringing, the condition are not prevailing which may exist when the line will be operated. Okay, and for example, we can take as when the temperature is different and no wind pressure, what sag should be kept at the time of stringing so that the tension in conductor will not exceed its, and its ground clearance is also maintained in worst operating conditions. So we need to calculate that, and for this sag tension chart or stringing chart is drawn, such chart is shown in figure. Okay, let's see the figure also. So what is the meaning of that? The meaning of that is tension is also need to be very much of minimum, and we are not compromising with the tension and the ground clearance. So the ground clearance is also maintained, and sag is also going to be maintained on minimum temperature as well. So let's see the stringing chart. So this is how the stringing chart is, or you can say sag tension chart is going to look like. Over here we have the tension, and over here this is the temperature, and over here this is the tension line, and this is the sag line. Okay, so as the temperature is going to be increased, at the same time the sag is increasing order, and if the sag is increasing and we can say the temperature is decreasing, at that time tension is going to be decreasing order. Okay, so from this chart one can know the tension to be kept on the sag to be allowed at any temperature. And to draw the chart, first sag tension are calculated for that minimum temperature and maximum wind pressures, and when calculated of the sag and tension is done at the different temperature, the chart is drawn, and we can say that this is the point where we can design our transmission line or design our span and tension of that transmission line. Now next, this is the sag templates. Okay, so for erecting a new transmission line, first we survey the route is made and the ground profile are drawn. Then after, the sag template is used to draw the profile of that conductor. On the profile map for the ground, for the required ground clearance after the deciding the position of that towers. Okay, now the working drawing is prepared and the tower schedules is decided. So here we can see that this is the cutout section, and this is the ground, and this is the tower. So from this sag template we can easily design the span between the towers. Okay, so this is called as a sag template. So sag template is made of transparent cellular sheet and different profile are drawn on it. Okay, before preparing the sag template, information about the type of support, the height of the spans, lengths and the ground clearance etc. should be obtained. The ruling span should be also decided. Okay, and ruling span is equal to 1/3 average span plus 2/3 maximum span. This is the equation of ruling span. Now the following curve are drawn on the sag span, that is the hot curve, cold curve or uplift curve, then after the ground to clearance curve and support foot of the tower curve. So these four are drawn on that sag templates. Now hot curve or the height curve is used to decide the position of support on the profile and show the conductor and the ground clearance. Now cold curve is used to know the uplift of that insulator on the low lying position, and the sag template is cut from the information of sag and tension of the concept, type of lower, okay, type of the tower and height etc. So new templates have to be cut when there is change in the size of the conductor, tension, ruling span and type of the tower, height etc. Okay, so next, location of tower. For the transmission line construction, there are three types of tower that are used, that is straight run or immediate or tangent tower. Then after medium angle tower, that is 30-degree, or tension tower, and terminal or dead end tower. This is the three type of tower. So for the normal or average span, straight run tower are used. And the sag and the nature of that curve the conductor will attain under expected load condition is calculated and plotted as templated. Okay, that we already studied in previous. So the templates are prepared on the celluloid or tracing clothes. Okay, now the curve is drawn to obtain the same horizontal and vertical scale as the profile of that line in L sections. The minimum clearance required for the ground clearance is also plotted in similar curve parallel to the conductor shape and the curve on that template. And if the tower to be used are of the same height, the curve for the tower footing line can be drawn on that template as shown in figure, that is 1.27. This is the figure of template used for that site. Okay, so here we can see this is the peak point and conductor line is going over here. This is the tower, this is the conductor line. So from that we can see this is the ground clearance. So the main concept is that here we have two different tower, that is the tower footing, and this is the tower footing we can see over here, and this is the two tower, this is the span between two and the conductor of the line. Now plotting the ground profile, this is the ground profile plotting. Okay, where the line is to be erected, and using the templates it is quite easy to locate the position of the tower. See, the minimum ground clearance is lag extension are provided and the tower is increasing its height. So this is the minimum point of ground clearance, and we need to increase our height from that point as the minimum ground clearance is going to be decreased. So next is straightening of the conductor. At the time of erections, the temperature may not be same as under the worst condition for the straightening chart is desired. It can be divided as for the tension of T, the sag is equal to W L square by 80 that we seen in the equation of the sag. Now span length L is given as L plus W square L square divided by 24 T square, and if we simplify this, it is going to be like L plus W square L cube divided by 24 T square into F whole square. And what is F over here? F is the stress, that is T by A. Now span length at maximum load condition is L1 is equal to L plus W1 square L cube divided by 24A into F1 square. This is the equation for the straightening of that conductor. You need to note this down in your notebook. Now when the temperature is going to be increased from T1 to T2, the span length is also going to be changed. So L1 into T1 minus T2. In practical equation, it is going to be like L1 is equal to L T2 minus T1, because the temperature is going to be changed from T1 to T2, where the fall in stress from F1 to a V cause a decrease in the length. Now F1 minus F2 divided by E into Li is similarly equal to F2 minus F1 by E into L. So L is the change in the length whenever temperature is going to be changed. So the new length L2 is going to be L F1 minus F2 divided by E plus L into T plus T2 minus T1 into L. So we can find the value of L2 is equal to L that we previously seen, that L plus W2 square L cube divided by 24 A square F2 square. And if we simplify these two equations, we can get L plus W1 square L cube divided by 24 A square into F1 minus F2 divided by E into L plus T2 minus T1 into L. And from this we can find it is a cubic equation, and it can be solved graphically. And this is generally given as T2 is equal to F2A, and so the sag will be S2 is equal to W2 L square divided by 8T is equal to W2 L square divided by 8 F2A, and F2A, that is the range of its tensile strength. And that's it for this video lecture. Thank you. If you find any kind of query, then please ask me.